Hi, good morning, everyone. This is Karthik. The presentation is for Indian economy and policy class. So I have taken the topic of India's manufacturing challenge, building a green future. So let's go into detail on what's my observation on this topic. So India is the home to the world's largest young force, with nearly 1 million individuals entering the job market every month. Despite this demographic advantage, the manufacturing sector contributes only around 17% to the India's GDP. Uh, this is significantly lower when compared to China and Korea, with 27 and 25%. So India risks leaving millions of young people without meaningful employment opportunity. So there is urgency to address this gap and it's directly impact the country's ability and ensure inclusive economic growth. So manufacturing not only provides large-scale employments, and it also drives innovations, exports, and industrial developments. Okay. So when we go to the historical context, so India's economic strategy has historically leaned towards services, particularly IT and outsourcing, which have produced notable global success stories. However, this focus came at the cost of missing the large-scale manufacturing revolutions that propelled countries like China, South Korea, and Vietnam into industrial powerhouse. So, prior 1991 Indian economy reforms, growth was stripped by the license rush. There's a complex web of regulations that discourage entrepreneurship and industrial expansion. So the liberation of policies in 1991 opened the manufacturing sector did not experience the expected boom. So in 2014, government launched the Make India, but it has very less significant impact. So this historical context underscores the need for renewed or more effective strategy to elevate the manufacturing sector as a central pillar of Indian economic development. Okay, so when we see analyze what is the core problem, so the sector faces four main challenges. Okay, the major challenges. Okay, it's low contribution to the GDP is compounded by a heavy reliance on the imports. Okay, we are almost 40%, sorry, 60% of electronics, like semiconductors, are sourced from abroad. And second, it's skill mismatch. Okay, so only 40% or 45% of graduates are directly employable in the industry roles. And the third is the logistic. So India cost is almost 13 to 14% of GDP for the transportation, whereas China is 8 to 9%. And the fourth, the sector is a major contribution to the environmental degradation, responsible for approximately 22% of total CO2 emission. So addressing this is crucial for building a robust and environmentally responsible manufacturing ecosystem. So to overcome these challenges, okay, India must adopt a comprehensive strategy. So this includes promoting labor-intensive industries such as textiles, electronics, and electric vehicles manufacturing, which can generate a substantial employment. Okay, and then so like vocational training apprenticeships, expanding initiatives like Skill India and integrating them with the Indian clusters. These things will be helpful. Uh, and infrastructure investments such as Delhi Mumbai Corridor and Gandhi Shakti Plan are critical actually for enhancing the logistic and connectivity. Yeah, major policy push includes the 76,000 crore semiconductor scheme, which has attract global players like Micron Technologies to establish assembly plants in Gujarat. Uh, this especially aims to reduce the import dependency and position India as a global electronics manufacturing hub. So, yes, to implement this, yes, there are certain barriers like the land acquisition challenges are there, and we have limitations on the infrastructure, where the underdeveloped infrastructure is in the smaller cities. Um restricts industrial growth actually, and competitive cost. Yes, countries like Vietnam and Bangladesh offers lower cost, attracting global manufacturers away from India. And green technology upfront. Yes, it's a high upfront investment. So government should bring up with some initiatives to overcome the high cost for setting up the green technology or adopting the green technology. Okay, this when we come to the timeline, so how India can plan. Okay, so India manufacturing roadmap spans short, medium, and long term. So 2 to 3 years, the focus should be on the scaling of the skilling initiatives, handling, bring in more PLI, the production linked incentives. And medium term, as a medium term, the 5 to 7 years should prioritize on the development of industrial corridors, reducing logistic cost to have control within 10% with ESG sustainable practices implemented. On the long run, now over the 7 or 10 years, the world green manufacturing hubs with the net zero emission with the tolerance. These are phased approach and ensure that immediate are addressed by laying the foundations of the coming decades. So, so how I would like to conclude. Okay, so Indian economic future is its own ability to transform these demographic divided into an industrial advantage. Okay. However, the transformation must not come at the expense of environmental sustainability. So the challenge lies in the creating millions of jobs, reducing import dependency, and safeguarding natural resources as well. So by embarrassing, so India can achieve the inclusive growth and establish itself as a global leader in the green industry by inclusive green growth. Okay. So thank you very much. Thanks for listening to my discussion. Bye bye.